And a good evening to everybody. This is Guelph Royals Baseball on YouTube. I have to apologize in advance if I start speaking with a bit of a southern drawl as this night goes along. It's country night here for the Guelph Royals as they take on the London Majors. My name is Mark Pare alongside Neil Srivastava, and you take a look at these two teams. It's a battle of teams where the Guelph Royals had the night off. The London Majors, they got rained out.
They got rained out. They tried to play.
They tried, but you get some fresh eyes. You get a fresh chance here on a Saturday night to pick up a W.
Oh, exactly. And of course, Majors coming into action 9-4 on the season. The Royals right on the heels at 8-4. So, if the Royals can sneak out a victory tonight, they're going to slide into a tie for second place with the Barrie Baycats.
That's right. London 9-4. Their last full game was a 10-inning walk victory over the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. That came back on Tuesday. 7-6 was the final. It was 4-4 actually going into extras. So a whole lot of scoring in that 10th inning over at the historic Labatt Park. For the Guelph Royals, coming off 2 straight wins, including, Neil, on Wednesday in Toronto. What a wild one! 15-12 was the final score there against the Maple Leafs.
It was absolutely a slugfest that evening, that's for sure. Josh Garton with a pair of home runs, and of course Jordan Castaldo for the Maple Leafs with the grand slam, and of course the Cups another solid blast. Garrett Takamatsu, his first bat back at Dominico Field. He put it over the fence and put on a big show for the Bushmen down the line as well.
35 hits combined in that game against the Maple Leafs. And we're going to hear from Dino Ramel, the field manager, in just a second. And one thing that we did discuss was, the importance of being able to bounce back. Of course, not exactly the greatest of weekends last weekend, that home-and-home sweep against the Welland Jackfish, who, by the way, are still red hot right now, winners of 8 straight games. But you get a win against Brantford. You get a win against the Maple Leafs. And I asked him this, I'm going to ask you this, how huge are those 2 victories in terms of just trying to get back on the horse, if you will, and, get some confidence going?
Well, exactly. Especially it's a long season, but at the same time, when you get to the end of the season, you want to be in a position where you have home field advantage. So you got to take those victories when you can get them in this league as far as everything else. So I hate to use the old adage, but every game counts.
Yes, indeed. As we start to see the umpires come onto the field, we're going to hear now from field manager Dino Ramel. One of the things we also talked about was the recent acquisition of Andy Leader and just, bringing in pieces over the last month or so. Of course, still a pretty young lineup here tonight. We'll go over the lineup in just a few moments, but being able to have new players come in, a veteran presence, if you will, definitely will help them out. That is for sure.
No question it will.
All right, let's hear from Dino.
All right, Dino, just first of all, taking on the London Majors here tonight. Looks like we're kind of in a weird situation with the weather, but obviously we're still playing some baseball. Take me through just the expectations coming into tonight on a Saturday night.
Well, we're looking forward to a real good pitching matchup today. Kyle Thomas against Travis Keys, 2 of the best pitchers in the league right now, the way that their season started. So we're in for a real challenge. London's playing great baseball. Roop always has his team well coached, and I think talent-wise, they're as good as they've been since their championship year. So, we've got our hands full. We're really short-handed tonight, but the guys we have in there are really confident about there. They give us great energy, and they've had a great year to start.
I know he's not playing tonight, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, obviously, making the recent addition with Andy Leader from the Kitchener Panthers. Maybe just take me through. We're about a month and a half in. We're starting to see more players come into the lineup here. Just take me through just what we've seen in the last month and a half or so, and just obviously with some of these new players coming in and just the expectations on these new players coming in and the impact that they can make.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, continuity is going to be very important for us, and we've had a different lineup almost every night that we've played so far. We're still trying to get guys healthy and guys in the lineup. They have a lot of commitments. Andy is such a huge piece for us. And he's played great defense in his first 2 games, is what we expected. I think he's probably one of the top 5 players in the league. So for us to make a deal like that was huge for our organization. He's a guy that's already fit in great in the clubhouse, and he's loved around the league by everybody. And his at-bats, I guess he's getting his timing down. He's hit a triple and he's hit a double that that was key for us again in the win against Toronto. So he adds such a great dimension to this team, and again, we keep filtering players in, so we're really happy about the direction we're going right now, and we have a lot to go. And I'm telling all the Guelph Royal fans right now, you're going to be really excited where we're going to be in mid-July when we have all the pieces here.
Rough weekend last weekend, of course, against Welland, but you guys bounced back with a pair of key victories. Where's the confidence at with the team right now?
Very confident, very confident. Again, this is a big matchup here for second place along with Pare. Three teams that are playing great. I just talked to a couple of the umpires that are doing the game tonight, and we're talking about the parity in this league. For the most part, anybody can beat anybody. So we don't take anybody lightly. But this is a really talented team we're playing tonight. And Welland, obviously, we had a misstep. We were missing 7 starters in the one game, and the other game, they just handed it to us, and everybody was hitting. They're such a talented team, well coached, defending champions for a reason, and I think they won 10 or 11 in a row. So they're the team to beat, no question. And but there's a lot of teams that can win on any given night. So and I talked to Brian Essery from Welland today, and he talked about how worried he is about where the Guelph Royals are going. So we're really happy where we're headed, and again, there's 4 or 5 teams in this league that can win the championship at this stage right now.
A lot of smiles around the clubhouse here right now. I'm seeing a lot of country outfits. It's country night, of course, here at Hastings Stadium. Yeah. What's your favorite outfit that you've seen here so far?
Josh Garton with wearing his daughter's shirt, I think is one of my favorites. But there's a lot of guys that love this type of stuff, and we let guys wear cowboy hats and cowboy boots during batting practice, and this is a big night, and we thank Stampede Ranch for putting this thing together with us, and we just hope the weather cooperates. So we're looking forward to a great night of baseball.
All right, all the best.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And we are set for baseball here at Hastings Stadium. It is the London Majors and the Guelph Royals. Mark Pare and Neil Srivastava, we will take you through tonight's contest as the Hell's Bells ring through here at the ballpark under an overcast sky. We've had a bit of a rain scare, if you will, in this area of the province. We've already had one game postponed because of Mother Nature today, but it's a bit of a foggy, dreary night under the lights. 21 degrees as the players for the Guelph Royals get introduced into their defensive positions. And leading the charge on the defensive side of things, of course, making his second appearance of the season. I believe it's his second appearance.
Actually, his third.
His third. And it's Kyle Thomas.
Kyle Thomas with a 1.28 ERA so far. He does have two appearances, 1 start on the books. Of course, he does have a half a start that doesn't exist right now because that's suspended all game from the Cardinals home opener, way back when in May. But he's got 7 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk allowed, just 5 hits surrendered so far for Mr. Thomas.
Former Detroit Tigers prospect set to hit the mound tonight against this 1-9 Majors lineup.
Exactly. Tommy Reyes Cruz will lead things off. The shortstop, Tristan Osika, batting second. Caden Cardoso has tailed off a little bit, but he's riding a 13-game hitting streak. Coming to action is batting third. Eduardo D'Olio is batting fourth. Starling Joseph is batting fifth in right field tonight. Cleveland Brownlee is batting sixth, the designated hitter. Champ Gardner is batting seventh in center field. Gibson Kerminsky is batting eighth at second base, and Drew Lawrence is batting ninth in left field.
Of course, the key in that lineup tonight is the man hitting in the 3-hole, Caden Cardoso, the first baseman, an early IBL Rookie of the Year candidate, hits in all 13 games for the Majors this season. And, he is going to be a big part of this lineup if he so chooses to for years to come.
Exactly.
If he sticks around.
And he's got quite the playlist. Every time I go to London, it's his playlist when you come into the field and everything else during batting practice. So he's got some good vibes in there too.
Is it better than the country playlist we've had here so far?
That's a tough call.
Some Shabuzi,
Yep.
Some Luke Bryan.
Yep.
Even had some Garth Brooks earlier on tonight.
And again, huge thanks to our friends at the Stampede Ranch for putting on Country Night for us as well here at Hastings Stadium.
It's taken me back to my vacation. Of course, as most people know by now, I was in Nashville for the May long weekend and taking in all the sights and sounds on Broadway, a whole lot of country music infused. Let's just say Shabuzi was playing every single night.
I can imagine it was.
So I'm starting to feel that vacation mode, and it's into that summertime. It's a beautiful time, that is for sure, as Kyle Thomas delivering some of his final warm-up pitches here ahead of tonight's game. Jeff Rose is your home plate umpire, the crew chief as well. Matt Neely is over at first, and Alex Ciccone is over at third as we are getting set for some baseball here. Tommy Reyes-Cruz will lead things off here for the majors.
Reyes-Cruz batting .322 on the season, coming into action tonight. Back in his familiar shortstop position. Majors still juggling the lineup here a bit. Every time I've seen the lineup so far, it's been somebody in a different position in the order. And for that perfect mix.
7:34, we are underway as that one goes down and in for ball one.
Flags are blowing in tonight, so the ball's not going to carry out of here by the looks of it.
And that one, very similar location, but just paints a bit of the black there for strike one. Yeah, the flags are blowing a bit. They were blowing a lot harder about 2 hours ago.
Yep.
The 1-1 gets a piece of it, and that one goes into the fun area.
We'll have to ask Dylan Baker and Noah Smith who exactly did take down the camera in center field yesterday. Dylan had the umbrella, so he probably had to go.
I mean, you have to, right?
Yeah. If you have the umbrella, you kind of have to go.
Swing and a miss for strike three, and Tommy Reyes-Cruz goes down. Well, I mean, he's the youngin', right?
Yeah, he's the youngin'.
He's got the energy. He can go over there.
We're calling him a youngin', but, you know, in my back of my head, I still remember him as that little 12-year-old that first broke into this league, and I was just like, I was awestruck by that guy. It just was. It's just like, how are you so young and so, I don't know, have that maturity when it comes to broadcasting?
He's got a bright future, that's for sure. Of course, was in Saginaw for the Memorial Cup. That one's going to be fouled off by Tristan Osika, wearing number 29, the third baseman.
Osika, the former Hamilton Cardinal, now living closer to the Chatham area, so it makes sense he decided to sign in with the majors this year.
Squares down to bunt, knocked over to Thomas, and that's just a quick toss over to Garton for out number two on the 1-3.
1-3 put out, 2 away now, and Caden Cardoso, as we mentioned off the top, riding a 13-game hitting streak. Does have 3 home runs on the season.
The one thing to point out, though, with Cardoso, yes, he has hits in all 13 games. He has struck out once in the last 7 straight.
Wow.
So while he is putting the ball in play, he is prone to those strikeouts, as that one goes right across the plate for strike one, just above the belt there.
Yep. Jeff Rose calling that one on the swing.
And just for Majors fans, my name is not Noah Smith.
No, it's not.
Of course, got that old running joke. As that one sent up high into center field. It's going all the way back and over the head. Gets to the warning track. Patterson chases after it, and that is a double for Cardoso. Make it 14 straight games with a hit for Caden Cardoso.
Cardoso just got a pitch up in the zone there and was able to almost put it out of the yard here. And hit just underneath the 369 sign.
If that wind was going the way it was going a couple of hours ago, that one's going out.
Yep.
So this will bring up Eduardo De Olio, first team All-Star last year.
Batting .250 on the year right now, but definitely still has the power numbers.
Of course, famously hit 4 home runs in a game in Kitchener
you
last
and I
season.
were on that call.
Yes, we were.
That was crazy.
I was amazed by it. As that one paints the black inside for strike one.
And that's pretty much the book on Thomas. He likes to get ahead and he likes to stay ahead when he's facing batters in this league.
It's just what he does. As mentioned, a Detroit Tigers prospect at one point. Played the last couple of seasons in the Frontier League. Although this is his second season in the IBL. Played 2022 in Trois-Rivières, 2021 in both Winnipeg and Quebec. So he's gotten his kilometers in.
That he has.
Now De Olio down 0-2. Takes a look over to Cardoso. Swing and a miss. They got him. Second strikeout of the inning, and that will do it. They'll strand a runner, and we're heading to the bottom of the first here at Hastings. Still no score, London and Guelph. Welcome back to Guelph Royals Baseball on YouTube. My name is Mark. My name is not Noah Smith. Pare and Neil Srivastava here, as well as the Hall of Famer Paul Ante getting a round of applause from the crowd as he goes over to take his spot at first base. And we are going to get a look, first of all, at Travis Keys, who is the starting pitcher here tonight for the London Majors.
Of course, he's the reigning player of the pitcher of the week in the HRD awards in the Intercounty. A great performance his last start against the Barrie Baycats.
So we'll have Brando LaRue step in here to start things off. There you see it on the screen. That is the starting lineup for the Guelph Royals. LaRue, Ryosuke Ohashi, and Garrett Takamatsu due up here in the bottom half of the first. Garton, Nellis, Kawara, Mosani, J.D. Rosario, and Ashton Patterson rounding out 1 through 9. Swing and a miss for strike one on Brando LaRue.
Both guys live up to their expectations and their billings here. This could be a quick game.
Hey, I might be home by 10 o'clock. Who knows? The delivery, that one under the knees for ball one. Of course, Keys in his first IPL season, the former London Badger. That one's knocked down over to third. Osika fields it over to first, and they will get it on the 5-3.
They're bringing Morosuke Ohashi now. Ohashi batting .333 on the season.
Yeah, multi-hit games in 3 of his last 4 outings, including a 4-for-5 outing last Wednesday against Toronto in that slugfest.
Yep. He was having lots of fun down at Christie Pitts, that's for sure.
Who doesn't? Maybe the kids that are in right field.
Yeah.
When
Garton hit that monster shot, I thought for sure we're going to get somebody coming back at his angry parents. That one went off the pitcher's mound in right field.
Strike one paints outside on Ohashi there for strike one. And swing and a miss for strike two.
Even Thomas West was chiming in later. The kids are running for shelter into their dugout.
Hey, maybe after a bit you just have something out there in right field where it just kind of protects the diamond.
Yeah.
Particularly when the Maple Leafs are in action. That was well outside for ball one.
Well, they put the fence up to over 15 feet tall now, so you thought that was going to at least curtail a few of them, but just made those big whoppers like Garton and Salazzo and company just swinging a little harder.
Exactly. You have basically a makeshift green monster. The 1-2. That one's put down the left field line and just foul.
Great job by Ohashi to get a piece of that one and try to get it into play, but unfortunately kept drifting to the left.
Of course, former member of the Samurai Blades in the Hokkaido Frontier League. His native Japan.
His Japanese counterpart, Yuki Narita. signed on with the Ottawa Titans this week, actually. So
congratulations to him.
yes, definitely wish him all the best. He pitched last night, I believe.
Swing and a miss. They got him.
I didn't see the line, though, but I know I saw the Instagram or on his Yukigram.
So here comes the former IBL MVP, former IBL Rookie of the Year, Garrett Takamatsu. Of course, recently made his return. Missed a few games.
Yep.
Great to see him back in the Guelph lineup.
Batting .315 on the year. Pair of home runs so far.
And Tak will foul that one away.
I think that scared one of the youngsters down in the front row there. And Garton picks that up, and he's going to go over to the far side here.
Did you see what he was wearing pregame?
I saw that. He's having fun.
Oh, absolutely. There's strike two. Garton now in the on-deck circle for the London Major side of things.
He had to go get the baseball because he beat the ball boys out.
So why not?
It's like I don't want to run back across, so I'll take my swings here.
Yeah. Of course, Takamatsu hits in his last 2 games. The delivery, that one just upstairs.
No, so it was the top of the second inning. Takamatsu comes up. He hits an absolute missile to left field. So he does a little salute to the Bushman up in the third base side.
Oh, I'm sure they love that.
And then Garton came in, next pitch, literally, absolutely hit it onto the pitching mound in the right field.
Fielded there by Tommy Reyes-Cruz. He'll get it over the first, and that is a 1-2-3 first inning. Still no score as we head to the second here at Hastings. Starling Joseph steps into the batter's box here for the London Majors to kick off the second inning. Welcome back to Guelph Royals Baseball on YouTube. No score here at Hastings. It was a 1-2-3 inning for the Guelph Royals, although Caden Cardoso, the only hit so far in this ball game, that came on a double back in the first, but he was stranded.
I had to do a double take when I was reading the lineup. He had Starling Joseph in right field. I'm so used to seeing him in the left. It was like, wait a minute, did Roop key it in wrong, sign it up wrong? And I'm looking at the lineup going, okay, makes sense. He's got Drew Lawrence in left field tonight.
Starling going chasing here on a couple of pitches as quickly the count is 0-2. We do know that Joseph loves to swing the bat, but he does have to be careful. Again, 16 strikeouts here this season.
Watch that one in there for ball 1. Count now 1-2.
Of the 16 strikeouts, he's among the top 10 when it comes to strikeout victims in the IBL as he takes another one inside. 2-2 the count. being a little bit more patient now. Off of one Kyle Thomas. The delivery into the dirt. Rosario protecting the bottom. Trapping it and keeping it in front of him.
Indeed.
3-2. Swing and a miss. They got him. Third strikeout of the night for Kyle Thomas.
Going to bring up Cleveland Brownlee. By his own admission, has been struggling a little bit at the plate this year.
And he's going to use the same bat that Starling Joseph just struck out with.
Yep.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yep, and Cleveland goes old school as always. He grabs a handful of dirt, rubs it on the end of the bat here, and goes from there.
Gotta love him. He's one of the gems in the IBL.
He is.
Of course, in his 14th season.
Jeff Rose saying he went around on the check swing for strike one. It's great to see him and his son at Father's Day. And, of course, Cleveland Jr. went out with him through the lineups.
That one's knocked over to third. Takamatsu over to first, and coming off the bag was Josh Garton, but he gets the foot down in time to retire Brownlee. Yeah, about 5,000 people over at Labatt Park for Father's Day.
You know, 5,000 new friends that day.
That is a packed crowd and a half. Saw some of the photos there. I'm glad that one didn't get rained out.
I'm glad it wasn't too hot either. That would have just been awful with that many people.
It was a beautiful day for baseball as Champ Garner swings and misses there. Pitch delivered inside.
Garner batting .250 on the year. He's been out of the leadoff spot primarily so far, but now he's down in the order here.
And down in the count now 0-2 as he swings through and misses there, the center fielder. Delivery, swing and a miss. Looking for the ball, though. This could be trouble. Over to first, not in time. And Garner will get on.
A strikeout with a wild pitch, and Garner will be aboard here with 2 away. You don't want to give the London Majors any extra outs.
And that right there is just going to be something that Rosario learns from.
Yep.
So Champ Garner gets on, and that'll bring up Gibson Kresminski.
And Garner getting replaced right away there by Tyler Mosher at first base.
All right, so we have a pinch runner into the ball game here. Throw over to first, not in time.
Wonder maybe that's why Champ was down in the lineup here.
Maybe. Maybe he even tweaked something as he was going over to first. So Ty Mosher, we saw him actually doing some warm-ups before the game, so probably thinking that this could be a possibility as that one's knocked into left field. Kresminski gets on, trying to stretch it into a double. He's going to turn right back over to first. So he gets on with the base hit, and Mosher will get over to third.
And he will. Runners down the corners, 2 away for Drew Lawrence, the left fielder tonight. Now with Champ Garner out of the ball game, you'll probably see Mosher go back into somewhere else, and I'm guessing we're going to have to see some other defensive changes. Lawrence will probably switch back over to right fielder.
Well, Mosher was fielding in the infield.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Delivery to Lawrence. He fouls a rocket.
The classic ugly finder. Almost took out his teammates down there.
So again, runners on the corners. Kresminski over on first. The delivery, and that one's in the dirt, and Rosario protects it. Of course, Drew Lawrence, in his third IBL season, was a bronze medalist in the OCAA back in 2022 with Fanshawe College. There's the 1-1. That one's well inside. More in on the hands as well for Lawrence there. 2-1.
Kyle Thomas definitely not afraid to bring that baseball inside on guys.
He's been doing it quite a bit here so far. The delivery, trying to frame that one was Rosario, and Jeff Rose doesn't give him that call there.
That's just a young man trying to learn how to bring pitches back in still. He's got to watch the Eduardo Riolas, the Junior Iberas, and the Luis Bernardos of this league and watch how they do it.
Yeah, it comes with time. It comes with practice. It's an art form, really. The 3-1 chopper down the first base side over to Thomas. He'll come over and touch the bag, and that is the third out of the inning. So they'll strand a pair of runners, and it remains no score here at Hastings.
Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
Single-digit number guy.
Welcome back to Guelph Royals Baseball on YouTube. Josh Garton will step in here, the first baseman. Some defensive changes, and you're seeing the alignment already. The shortstop playing dead center right through second base.
Of course, we don't have the shift rule in effect yet in this inter-county anyways, like they may do in the majors. But he's pretty much right behind the base here. They're pulling Garton to pull everything here.
And he pulled that, but doesn't get all of it.
In this situation, what Garton did in the fifth inning against Toronto, he was pretty much, he just squared around and thought about pushing it down the third base side. And look where if you look where the shortstop and third baseman are right now, if he pushes down the third base line, he's got an infield single.
It's all about placement here. Delivery, swing and a miss. And they'll get him for strike three.
Number 9, Mark Nellis.
Trying to figure out, okay, so Joseph's still in right.
Yeah, Osika's still over at third. 97, that is Mosher over at second base.
So whoever was playing second base is now in the outfield side.
That's Krasminski.
Yep.
Well, we know Roop. He's not afraid to shift things even in the early going. So Mosher is over at second base. Champ Garner, who was out of this ball game. Krasminski takes the spot out there as Starling Joseph is over in right field still. And Drew Lawrence is over in left. Count now 3-0 on Mark Nellis, the left fielder. 3 hits in each of his last 2 outings. So he's been really showcasing the hot bat. The 3-0, that one's across for strike 1. Keys, the lefty, getting set as that one's fouled away. As all the fans go running for it.
Hey, they heard the word freezies. I don't blame them.
Yeah. The London, Ontario native dealing here so far. The delivery downstairs, ball 4. Mark Nellis will get on with a free pass.
And that's the first base runner for the Royals in this contest. And Arthur Kawara will be coming out the bat now, the designated hitter tonight. Kawara batting 166 and in very limited playing time so far for the current Griffin and former Guelph Silver Creek.
That's right. He was a software engineering major at the University of Guelph.
Definitely got to talk to him about some few things and a couple projects we got to go going on at work.
The delivery downstairs. It's a smart cookie.
Yep.
So just the 1 out here in the 2nd inning. And that one will go across for strike 1. Just painting the outside. Of course, as you mentioned, Kawara, designated hitter, coming into this season. You know, it's his rookie year. You know, part of a kind of a youth movement, if you will, with the Guelph Royals. That one holds off completely for ball 2. And you know what? You're seeing that even with a whole lot of other teams too. It's almost that changing of the guard, if you will. Yes, you're still going to have, you know, guys that have been around for several seasons. They're going to be the ones that are the mentors, you know, the Brownlees of the world, the Josh Gartons of the world. And they're going to get him here. A pickoff attempt, and Mark Nellis was caught flat-footed off the bag, and they get him on a rundown.
Well, that was just a great move by Travis Keys over there, too. And it's like he waited, Nellis took another step, and then he's like, okay, he's going to look down. And he threw right over, and Nellis was caught looking. Caught stealing and caught his hand caught in the cookie jar there.
And that's the one thing you got to watch out for when you're against a lefty pitcher. He's able to kind of give that look over.
3-6, I believe, was the tag out.
We'll call it a 3-6. As that one's fouled in behind home plate by Kawara. So just like that, 2 away. The only base runner of the ball game erased on the putout.
I think that fan was a good idea.
That fan was a great idea. A little bit of a breeze here in the booth. Swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout of the game for Travis Keys. We remain scoreless here at Hastings. Heading to the 3rd up next. Welcome back to Guelph Royals Baseball on YouTube. Mark Pare and Srivastava here in the third inning. And that one's cranked up high. It is playable in right field. Masani will get underneath it, and he will make the catch. Tommy Reyes Cruz had that one. It was a missile.
He dialed himself in and had his sets his sights on that one, that's for sure. Some ballparks in this league that would have been out of.
Christie Pitts.
Maybe,
Jack Couch, maybe.
Jack Couch probably, because the wind would have taken it out.
Yeah, the wind becoming less and less of a factor in this game as you see the flags out in dead center. Yes, they are waving. They're actually blowing a lot harder than I would think, but as that one's inside, paints part of the black for strike 2 on Tristan Osika.
Osika 0 for 1 in the contest, grounded out 1-3 his last time up.
But I can see this wind being less of a factor as the day turns into night. That one down for ball 1. Of course, Osika, 7 for 15 in the month of June. Of that, only 1 has been for an extra base hit, a double. So 6 of those hits have been singles. As that's a chopper over to second base. Ohashi makes the play over to first. And the third baseman.
Number 34, the first baseman, Jaden Cardoso.
I'm telling you, when I get the card that asks, okay, who are the award winners, I have a feeling unless somebody, comes out of nowhere, Cardoso's up there.
He's up there. He's of course, I think his main competition right now is Seth Strong.
Yeah. Oh, Seth is having a fantastic campaign. Chopper down the first base side and foul.
Another home run last night, another 2 RBIs.
Yeah, just unbelievable. 18 on the year. Strong hitting .382, 21 hits. He's walked 13 times. The 0-1 chopper over to Hopper to Ohashi, over to first in time, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. Another 4-3, and we're heading to the bottom of the third here at Hastings. Still no score.
Keon Mulvaney.
Welcome back to Guelph Royals Baseball. Gets loose here for his third inning of work. He's 6 up, 6 down, although he did issue a walk to Mark Nellis in the second. He was picked off in the last inning, Keon Masani, the right fielder. Chopper over the head of Keys, fielded there by Mosher over to first, and a good play there by the second baseman.
The catcher, number 2, Joseph Del Rosario.
More time here with the Royals. Of course, in behind the plate, Evan Ash has seen some time this season as well. So.
Definitely doing a lot of load balancing here, that's for sure.
And with the catcher, that's the one you want to try load balance the most with, because it wears on you.
Exactly.
Count 1-0 here on Rosario. Keys delivers. That one's fouled off.
Count 1-1.
Yeah, of course, Rosario hitting 174 this season. His 8th game of the year. 4 for 23 coming into tonight. That one's outside. 2-1 here, the counts. The delivery. And that one's across for strike 2. Rosario 0 for 5 in his last 2 games. Didn't play against the Maple Leafs. The 2-2, that one over to second. Mosher will field it, and they'll get the outs.
The center fielder, number 50, Ashton Patterson.
Up and said that's probably why Mosher took a couple extra reps during the in and outs.
So this brings up Ashton Patterson, the center fielder.
So he takes strike 1 low.
Patterson has played with the Royals since 2022. Squares up the bunt and lays off for ball 1.
Not a bad idea, especially where the third baseman is playing right now. Is way behind the bag, almost in the outfield. Patterson with his speed, if you push it in now, you see the third baseman creeping in now.
He sees it as that one's fouled off. Immediately, as soon as you said it, Neil,
yep.
Osika came running into the infield.
It's like, oh yeah, it's Patterson. I got to move in a little bit. This guy's got wheels.
Kind of that faux 9 hitter, if you will.
Yep.
A guy that can kind of set the table for the top of the lineup. The 1-2, swing and a miss. And that's another 1-2-3. 9 up, 9 down.
Catcher, number 26, Eduardo Di Julio.
Baseball here on Saturday night. Where else would you rather be Saturday night?
They'll probably argue with me about that one.
That one skied high. Shallow left
The right fielder, number 7, Sterling Joseph.
What do you make of just his performance so far?
So far, he's just continuing to pound the strike zone here, and the majors are jumping on first pitch. Maybe that's maybe what they had as far as what they've seen in the past. Just jump on the first pitch, expected to be in the strike zone.
So Starling Joseph now in the batter's box as he takes down low for ball 1. Of course, we are one of 3 games in the IBL. The early game today in Barrie was rained out as Joseph sends a chopper over to short. LaRue over to first and in time.
6-3 goes the put out for the second out of the inning.
So for those scores happening around the IBL, there's actually scoring to be told in the other 2 games that are happening. Top of the 7th, the Maple Leafs have a 4-3 lead on the Welland Jackfish. How about that? Welland riding, what, an 8-game winning streak now?
They have not lost since they celebrated Grimace's birthday.
And I've been seeing them tweeting hard at Grimace and McDonald's Canada.
They didn't realize it until I pointed it out to them. It's like, then I got a message from he who will not be named. Thanks for pointing it out. And then they were all over it.
Well, of course they were.
Yeah. The Mets are in the same boat. Grimace threw out the opening pitch of the Mets games. I think they reeled off like 8 wins in a row themselves.
And Mets are red hot right now in the major leagues. The other game happening, top 4, it is Brantford 3, Chatham-Kent 2. That one, of course, happening at Fergie Jenkins Field.
Red Sox last time at Fergie put on a laser show.
And that one's down the third base line foul.
And the Red Sox aren't the same Red Sox we saw the last couple of years, Mark. That's for sure.
They got the 4 wins on the year. Yes, a couple of them have been against the Kitchener Panthers, who have been struggling this season. But even in losses, the Brantford Red Sox have been putting up plenty of offense. A check swing. And that one's sent back into the Majors dugout.
And the comments down there. And I have to ask Group if he's cold or something, because every time I've seen him this year, he's got a sweatshirt on or something. Does he need a toque? Like, I know he owns a hockey team, too, but, geez, he just seems like he's cold down there.
The 1-2, swing and a miss for strike 3.
Everybody else is wearing short sleeves, and Roop's got the full-on sweatshirt.
Maybe it's more of a style. Maybe it's a style thing. Anyway, we are through the top of the 4th. It's still no score here at Hastings. stream. Welcome back to Guelph Royals Baseball on YouTube. Excuse my rendition of Shabuzi. Shabuzi.
Very catchy tune.
Let me tell you, every floor that I went to at the bars down Broadway in Nashville was playing that song. At that point in time, it's the #1 song.
Yeah, it hadn't come up to Canada until like a couple of weeks after you got back. So I was like, what are you talking about? And then
now you know.
Now I know, because it's my wake-up song now. So, yeah.
Well, let me tell you, me and Jack Daniels has got a history.
You and Jack got some stories to tell.
Yes, we do.
All right.
There's a story to tell right there. So far, Travis Keys has faced the minimum through 3 innings of work.
So I got to admit, last night I saw Jeff Rose in the parking lot last night. So, hey, I knew he was doing the plate tonight. It's like, yeah, 2-hour, 30-minute game. We'll try our best. I probably just jinxed it now.
You probably did.
Yeah.
So 1-1 the count here on Brando LaRue, retired on the ground out.
See one of the youngsters sporting a new country hat down here in front of us.
Yeah, a couple of country hats flooding here at the ballpark.
Yeah, there was a hat toss the last half inning when we were on break. Sadly, nothing came up this way. That's okay.
Hey, I made sure I nabbed one before the game. So
smart man.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't want to buy one down south. So
no.
1-2 the count here on Brando LaRue. That one's well outside. That is a wild pitch and a
Being
half.
a Canadian, I think you have to go to Calgary and buy one of the 10-gallon ones anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
From the Stampede, so.
Well, and the stores are packed, too, let me tell you that. But they're everywhere. The 2-2. That one sent into right field, and that's going to drop. It's going to go all the way back near the warning track, circling around, sliding into second, and that one gets by Tommy Reyes-Cruz, and that is a slide-in double for Brando LaRue.
LaRue sets the table here for Ohashi and company behind him as the Royals trying to break this scoreless tie.
Guelph hitting 301 with runners in scoring position, so see if they can drive one in here. 64 RBIs delivered by the Guelph Royals this season.
And Roop's coming out for maybe you saw something in the situation here, or maybe he's just going there for some defensive coverage. It's the whole defense coming in.
I mean, it's the first real kind of trouble that Keys has run into here so far.
Yep.
So, again, it's just trying to be careful. You get those mound visits, you get, 6?
Yep. Curious to see what Dino and Jeff Rose are talking about here, too, just because you don't see the opposing manager come up stop the umpire.
Yeah, just a quick conversation there. Nothing really
No, I think it might
heated,
have just been,
so.
No, it wasn't anything heated or anything. It was just like maybe he saw something and wanted to remind the umpires, hey, he's not disengaging properly or something.
And maybe that's something that Roop saw as well.
Yeah. Thanks.
Nope.
That does count as a visit. That's what he's waving at. So.
Yep. So that's 1 out of the 6, down to 5.
I just don't know where we're supposed to put that in point streak yet, so I'm going to have to ask Herb Morrell that tomorrow.
Herb, if you're watching this, maybe we can put that into the system
like
on the back end.
Maybe, I don't know if we're supposed to put it in the comments or what, but there's no real guidance on that one.
So the step off there as LaRue has to trot back over.
And that'll be the first disengagement of this at bat.
Ohashi, the batter.
Corners in, infield double play, middle up the double play line.
That one's sent down the line. It is fair ball and caught there by Krasminski. They're going to try and go to third. Yes, he does. And Brando LaRue slides in safely to third, and he is 90 feet away.
That's an F7 and to get Ohashi. LaRue tags up and goes to third on the throw.
And that's a good awareness there by LaRue as well, as he sees the depth that Krasminski is playing at when he makes that catch, and he knows he's got the wheels, so he tests him.
He's got the wheels, and he's also got the baseball IQ. Like, I've seen it so many times when I've seen him play, even games against Barrie, when he cut that ball off in front of the mound knowing he didn't have a chance at second base, so he threw home to prevent a run from coming home. And now they're doing the appeal over at second base, and that, of course, is declined. saying LaRue did tag him. Actually, no, he's going to step on the mound first, then step off here.
So Garrett Takamatsu in the batter's box. And you even saw it there. Tommy Reyes-Cruz didn't even touch second base, and here comes Roop.
Yep.
This might be a quick conversation between Jeff Rose and the other two compatriots, Matt Neely and Alex Ciccone.
Yep. Well, in this play, the third base umpire is looking out in left field anyway, so it's not his play. Rose is going over to third to call this play, so it's on the first base umpire here as far as what he saw.
And I don't know if we actually had it on the screen at the time.
The magic
I
of
am
YouTube,
kind of curious.
We kind of can go back a little bit.
But again, there's no instant replay.
No. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. Yeah, and that's probably exactly what they're telling Roop, too, is like, hey, I can't call it from here. I went up the line to see it, so. In that position, it's just like, well, did the first base umpire see it? And maybe they.
So I'm seeing the hit here.
Yeah, and maybe what happened here is they messed up the appeal call.
Ooh, that's close.
But they might have missed the appeal call too. Messed up the appeal because they didn't wait. They didn't go back to the rubber and throw it over.
So this is going to be rather close. You can't really see the point of time when the catch is made.
Yeah.
But just looking back on it, you saw LaRue go back to second and almost immediately trot over to third. But you can't really see the point in time where Krasminski makes the catch.
No.
So Takamatsu.
And it could have just been, like I said, it could have been because Keys didn't go back to the mound to throw over and negated the appeal option.
And that's going to be fouled off by Takamatsu.
Something I'll ask Group about tomorrow when I'm down in London. That's if we're on speaking terms after this ball game.
Hey. Of course, London will host Chatham-Kent tomorrow afternoon, a 4:05 first pitch. Guelph will be in Kitchener for a 5:15 first pitch.
Oh, yes, you got the really weird start tomorrow.
Well, you get a few of those Sundays in Kitchener because of events happening at the neighboring Kitchener Memorial Auditorium.
I don't think it's the dog show yet. I think it might be a church service or something.
I believe so. That one's fouled off. I think I actually got an email the other day telling us about the parking situation at the Odd. Just making sure that everybody is well taken care of.
Exactly. Yep. Probably have to park in the further lot back or whatever in the corner.
I have to walk.
Ah, jeez.
Now I'll get my steps in.
Yep.
The 1-2. Takamatsu down the line. That is a fair ball. LaRue comes in to score on the RBI single, and the Guelph Royals have taken a 1-0 lead.
Takamatsu taking the ball the other way down the line here to bring home Brandon LaRue.
So Josh Garton, as you can feel, the grandstand's absolutely vibrating.
Yep.
These Royals fans love Josh Garton, that is for sure.
No, that bat in the fifth inning, it had me laughing so hard. Jenny thought I was watching something else on the Comedy Network or something. Hit two absolute nukes before that, and then just came up and squared around in the first pitch you saw in the fifth inning. Had the biggest grin on his face.
He's having a great time. Swing and a miss for strike one.
And then two pitches later, he reached it on an infield single anyway. So he's having one of those nights.
Yes, he is. His 10th year in the league. Call him suitcase with the amount of teams he's played for. Of course, spent the vast majority of his time here in Guelph. Swing and a miss for strike two. Of course, played in Kitchener. And also played in Hamilton.
He did.
Yeah, of course, 2021 with the Cardinals back in the year where the Royals did not actually field a team. Of course, COVID playing a huge factor in that.
We were told we could have, I think, 86 total fans in here, but we had to spread them out so far. It just didn't make any sense logistically to try to run that at all.
The 0-2 swing and a miss for strike three. Well, and some teams can get away with that. Some teams will break even, but then
Yep.
you start to figure, okay, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know, are we just going to break even for the sake of fielding a baseball team? You know, do you want to lose money?
Oh, exactly. I was just.
I mean, it's definitely it all comes down to the business side of things.
It does.
Mark Nellis now the batter, the left fielder. Throw over to first.
He does have a very deceptive move.
Well, and again, you know, I'll say it. I said it before. I'll say it again. You know, there is that advantage being a lefty pitcher, being able to have that eye over at first. The delivery is going to be fouled off. Of course, Nellis, you know, seeing a lot more time here with the Guelph Royals organization, now in his 11th game of the year. He's become a regular with this team. As that one smacked down, and good grab there by Cardoso. He'll tag the bag, and that will do it. But an RBI single from Garrett Takamatsu, make it 1-0 Guelph. We're heading to the 5th here at Hastings. Welcome back to Guelph Royals Baseball on YouTube on Country Night. As the Guelph Royals take a 1-0 lead here against the London Majors. Mark Pare alongside Neil Srivastava. Ty Mosher, the batter, to lead things off here in the 5th.
Mosher took over for Champ Gardner, who left after his first at bat.
And that one's lasered into center field, and Mosher gets on with a base hit. Again, you're seeing that aggressiveness from the Majors turning on pitches early in the count.
What they've seen is they talk about jumping up on first pitch a lot tonight.
Voting is out. All right, apologies for the technical difficulties there as Ty Mosher gets thrown out at second base with Gibson Krasminski in the batter's box here, facing a 1-1 count. It's the opening out of the fifth. So as I was saying before, voting is now open for the IBL All-Star Showdown in Welland on July 20th as there's a strike 1 and 2. Get your votes in by July 5th. You can go to theibl.ca/vote. It's going to be a North team versus a South team in the IBL. Very interesting.
I'm just glad it's not Welland versus the whole league, because that's just sometimes was taxing on the home team, the host team.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when half the time they usually played the next day and it was just absolutely spent.
Yeah, of course, the South team consisting of Brantford, Chatham, Kent, London, and Welland. And then you have the North team of the rest of the league, Barrie, Guelph, Hamilton, Kitchener, and Toronto. Yeah, make sure you fill it out properly or else your votes will not count.
And you can only use the same email address once to vote too, so.
Yeah, I don't think you can get in with 10 per day kind of thing, as that one's lasered into center field. Patterson comes over to make the catch.
And there's 2 away now. And Drew Lawrence will be the batter. He grounded out 3-1 in the second inning for the third out of that inning. As Kyle Thomas is definitely settling in once again.
Did you place your votes yet?
I'm actually going to not vote right now because I just know too many people and I have too many friends in this league that I'd feel bad if, you voted for so-and-so but you didn't vote for me. That's the whole problem. It's just.
I mean, to be fair, I did vote myself just to see if it worked. That was a chopper down
I'll get
to
Jenny
short.
to vote, using her email address and probably all the kids' email addresses for various people. We'll spread it around so we're not showing love to somebody.
Well, we are through the top of the fifth here at Hastings. It's 1-0 Guelph. Welcome back to Guelph Royals baseball. It is 1-0 Royals over the London Majors. Mark Pare and Srivastava here in the broadcast booth here at Hastings Stadium. 53rd pitch delivery from Travis Keys goes outside for ball 1 on Arthur Kawara, the designated hitter.
Kawara 0 for 1. He did strike out swinging in his first at bat in the third inning, or second inning. Sorry.
The delivery similar location, but he paints a bit of the black on the outside corner for strike 1.
Well, the good news is we're now an official ball game.
Yep, so if we get a downpour now, that's over.
Yep.
We don't have to replay this one. Swing and a miss. Of course, we had some worries with the weather the way it was. We had a bit of rainfall here before the game.
And that's the same thing that happened last night in Hamilton to us as well. It was just like we got some rain. I just had tweeted out, it's a beautiful day to be at the ballpark. And then literally 2 minutes later, it started raining. And then I got a shot of the rainbow down in right field.
Well, the rainbow's kind of ominous. Of course, the game in Kitchener against London a couple weeks back, there was a rainbow over the horizon and over Highway 7.
Yep.
Right before the ball game. And then, of course, that game gets rained out. I believe it was the third inning.
Yep, you guys were about, just in this, I think you're just heading to the third inning or something, and it just came down in buckets fast.
And it was only a 10-minute rainfall, but 10 minutes, if it's a torrential downpour, it does enough damage to the field.
Yep,
that's it.
Well, exactly.
You can throw as much dirt as you want.
It's just unplayable.
Yeah.
We have activity down in the Royals bullpen here.
The 2-2 upstairs. Count is now full on Kawara. As mentioned, Guelph will be in Kitchener tomorrow and then have a few days off before these two teams lock up again next Friday in London. And that one's set up high into right field. Joseph coming over, and he will make the catch in foul territory.
And he takes a couple of more steps out there and then tosses the ball back in.
So one away here in the fifth. Of course, London, as mentioned, will be hosting Chatham-Kent tomorrow afternoon. And then the back half of that home and home against the Barnstormers will happen in Chatham-Kent next Tuesday, the 7:35 first pitch.
Yep.
Before the rematch against these same Royals. Chatham-Kent down 7-2 to Brantford now in the bottom of the fifth as that one goes inside for strike one for Keon Masani. Also, the other game happening, bottom 7, Welland has now taken a 5-4 lead against the Maple Leafs in Welland.
Well, Jackfish just are relentless.
That one's well outside for ball one. Keys getting set up here. Holds off on the swing. It goes just upstairs. 2-1 now, the count. Masani grounding out his last time up over to the second baseman, Mosher. A 2-1. That one goes on the inside of the hands. Keys over to first in time. Masani swung at that one, but it caught inside on the bat, so he wasn't able to get all the muscle he wanted on it.
Yep.
You almost heard a crack of the bat there, too.
I think he broke the bat. Yeah, it's got a...
Yeah, it's got a bit of a crack in it.
Yep.
Super glue ain't going to help that.
It's a 1-3 on the put-out, second out of the inning.
So J.D. Rosario now will step in. Again, Guelph 1, London no score here at Hastings on a Saturday night, a breezy Saturday night here at Hastings. And that one's sent well foul. Of course, for the Royals in that 15-12 win, 35 hits combined between the two teams. One goes outside. 5 players for the Royals had at least 3 hits in that game. We talked about Ohashi with a 4-for-5 outing. One of 3 players on the Royals with at least 4 hits in that game. LaRue, Garton, and Ohashi. That was well inside, 2-1. Nellis and Mosani, 3 hits in that game.
Those youngsters were definitely having some good times down at Christie Pitts.
Here comes the 2-1, well outside. Of course, we'd be remiss if didn't mention the acquisition recently of Andy Leader. He's played in 2 games so far with the Royals. Had a triple in his debut.
That he did.
Of note, 5 triples in 6 seasons for Kitchener, and he hits a triple in his first game as a Guelph Royal, as that one sent foul. Of course, 4 of those 5 triples came back in 2019. The other triple actually in the playoffs last year.
I think I remember that one.
They don't come too often. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Well, it was actually a 3-2, so didn't have it on the board up there, so that kind of confused me for a moment. Yep. That is strike 3, and we are through 5 here at Hastings. It remains 1-0 Guelph. Welcome back to Guelph Royals Baseball on YouTube. The youngins getting their chance to run the bases. You ever run the bases there, Neil?
I have, yeah, I have. That. My daughter did it actually in Hamilton last year. She had a great time.
No collisions?
No collisions. We almost had a hip check, and, I think somebody was watching too much hockey last night.
I think so. Yeah, Stanley Cup Final, Game 7, Monday night.
Kyle Thomas's night is done. Jacob Cush takes over on the hill here for the Royals. The hair gave it away.
The hair did. He had a Joe Dirt thing going for him pregame.
A Joe Dirt. Hey. They made a sequel to that, didn't they?
I think so. I'm going to have to look this up now.
I know I watched the first one many times. I'm going to have to watch that again now.
Hey, Joe Dirt, that is a beauty of a movie.
Your name's Joe Dirt. My name's Nuttermaker, whatever it was.
Come on, David Spade.
Yeah.
Of course, Christopher Walken in that movie. I mean, come on.
Christopher Walken in it, just even Dennis
Miller.
Jamie
Jamie Presley. I mean, My Name is Earl.
Yeah.
They did make a Joe Dirt, too.
Okay, so I wasn't seeing things. I wasn't just randomly remembering something that didn't happen. Okay, that helps.
Yeah, great movie. So Jacob Cush, usually a starter for the Royals. That one is sent up high, popped out of play. And of course, Cush hasn't seen action in the last number of games. I believe his last start came here against Welland.
Yeah, he started that game against Welland, and that was his last start. I think he went 4 innings, gave up 4 runs.
That he did. Yeah, 4 runs, gave up 5 hits, struck out 4, walked 2, 86 pitches in that game. So he takes over here for Kyle Thomas. Again, this is just more of a that deliveries down into the dirt. You might see Hector Yon tomorrow in Kitchener, because then you got that extra stretch of days off.
Well, exactly. If they had a Tuesday night game, you wouldn't see Cush tonight. But again, it's just how the schedule's worked out for the Royals to the first half of the season. But the schedule will catch up to these Royals at some point. So they're going to need all hands on deck at some eventually. So that's why they're getting some innings here.
That one's popped up and in a foul territory. But keep in mind, too, I mean, you get some reps in here. You know, you talk about those days off. Guelph has a big stretch coming up here. You have games Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday next weekend. In London Friday, hosting Kitchener Saturday, in Hamilton Sunday, and then hosting Brantford on Canada Day Monday. Here's the 2-2. That one's popped up. Playable here in the infield. And Tommy Reyes-Cruz is retired on the catch by Garrett Takamatsu.
F5 is the put out.
Third baseman, number 29, Tristan Osika.
We're splitting it up here, too. Of course, Kyle Thomas, 49 pitches to get through 5 innings of work.
He just allowed 3 hits in the contest.
That's delivered down low for ball 1 on Osika.
It's like 3 strikeouts, no walks. 4 strikeouts, no walks.
The delivery down the first base line and playable. Juggling it there is Garton, and they are not going to get him. Garton, old Josh Butterfingers Garton down over there at first, just couldn't get a hold of the ball.
And then unfortunately it's going to go in the scorebook is an error here.
34, Caden Cardoso.
Unable to come up with that ball cleanly. Cardoso will bat with a runner at first now.
Hey, those balls are slick.
Yep.
And Kyle Thomas out of the game after 5. We're in the 6th. It remains 1-0 Guelph. So Thomas right now in line for the win.
Looked like that ball just took some weird spins on Garton down at first and kept spinning away from him.
Hey, he gets that more often than not. Throw over to first, and not in time as Osika had to dive in there.
That'll be the first disengagement of the bat.
So Osika, not really a base stealing threat. Doesn't have a stolen base to his credit this season. He's been caught once. In fact, just has 7 stolen bases to his credit since coming into the league in 2021. Here's the 2-0. That one's up and in. Make it 3-0. Yeah, he had 6 stolen bases in 2022 at the Cardinals. Had 1 in 2023. Hasn't actually played a game in the postseason. The delivery well inside, and that's a 4-pitch walk.
Well, he's obviously likely always been going back to school by the time that the postseason has rolled around in the IBL, because of course
that's what happens.
The American the kids that are going to school in the States are usually gone by August 15th, and we don't start the postseason until 22nd, 23rd of August, so those guys are gone.
Of course, plays time at Indiana Tech. The Ancaster native moving over from Hamilton to London. Cush checks the runner. That one goes right across Broadway for strike 1 on Eduardo De Olio.
This is part of the order. If you're the Royals, you got to be very careful through. De Olio, Joseph, Brownlee, all capable of hitting the long ball here and making this 1-0 lead evaporate in a hurry.
Swing and a miss for strike 2. You're absolutely right about that, partner. Don't underestimate the bats with the London Majors, because they will burn you if you think lightly of them. Couple extra eyes over at Osika. That one's going to be sent into right field. Back, and making the catch there is Mosani.
Cardoso is going to tag and go to third on the play. 2 away.
Or rather, that was Osika.
Sorry.
Yeah, Osika over to third. Cardoso stays on first. And that was a pretty simple play for Osika over at second. That was played deep enough where he was able to get that free 90 feet.
And plus the right fielder on his back foot can't exactly throw from that location and try to throw across the third.
That'd be a remarkable play if he was able to do that.
Kid should be doing shot put if he's doing that.
Starling Joseph now in the batter's box, swing and a miss for strike one.
Joseph 0 for 2 in the contest, struck out in the second inning, grounded out 6-3 in the fourth.
His usual aggressive self. He has been swinging at a lot early in the count here.
A lot of majors have been.
Yes. The delivery, chopper, playable. Cush over to first in time. They'll get the runner. No runs across. It remains 1-0 Guelph. We're heading to the bottom of the sixth. Stay with us. Welcome back inside Hastings Stadium on a Saturday night. Remains 1-0 Guelph, bottom six. Ashton Patterson in the batter's box here now to take on Travis Keys. 69 pitches in, ready to deliver number 70. That one goes under the knees for ball one. Patterson struck out his last time up. Actually ended festivities in the third. A 1-0, and that one sent up high. Had a lot underneath it, and the first baseman, Cardoso, will come over to make the catch.
He's quite the athlete. Like, that one looked like he had no chance on it. He had no beat on it, and he's like, he looked up at it and said, okay, it's over to my right. I'm just going to keep my head down and dig harder out there, and he got underneath it with no problem for the first out.
So that'll bring us back to the top of the order for Brando LaRue. Doubled and scored in the fourth inning. That's the only run of this ball game.
Of course, he was a little questionable play on his tag at second base. Majors, of course, did try to appeal it, but I don't think they appealed it properly.
I will admit it was close.
Yeah.
But again, with the way our cameras are set up, with the way it's a tough call to make.
Yeah.
The 1-0 well inside, and don't think it hit him there.
No, I thought it came close, but just missed away. Now it's 2-0.
But again, there's that catch made by Krasminski in left field. It's far enough.
Yeah.
And you basically have to have eyes in all directions at that point if you're trying to figure out whether Brando LaRue touched to advance. The 2-0 holds off for strike one.
So you have the umpire going from second base to third base with LaRue. So the umpire at first has got to go look. Has got to be looking at second base on that play.
2-1 in on the hands of LaRue.
Originally, I thought Jeff Rose was making his way up the line here, but unfortunately, he was actually just staying pat at home. So we saw the replay quickly when you called it up, and it was like, okay, so it wasn't Rose making that call, so maybe just somebody missed it. But again, I don't think the majors appealed it correctly either, because Keys didn't go back to the mound to throw over.
2-2, swing and a miss for strike three. Keys with the K there.
And maybe that's something I'll ask Jeff Rose about if I see him before on the way out the door here tonight. He said, hey, what was that call about? And it's just, in my opinion, I think it was just the majors lost the appeal because they didn't do it properly.
7 strikeouts for Travis Keys as Ryosuke Ohashi, the first strikeout victim of the ball game, steps in here. That went into the dirt. Yeah, Jeff Rose, he's a chatterbox.
Yep. Of course, his better half is running around the stadium with a camera once again, like she always does. So if you guys haven't checked out her photography, go check out on Facebook. Look for Story Images.
Does a phenomenal job. Those are some crisp photos, I will say.
Yep.
Of course, she took a shot of the 3 umpires at home plate. She was shooting up, so we were thinking that maybe they were getting us.
We might have got us. So we had some fingers up and everything else. They were polite.
They were.
They were polite.
I don't think I had the cowboy hat on.
No, you didn't.
That one down under the knees.
The hat's over there already.
The hat is over there.
Kind of hard to balance that when we're trying to have the microphones on as well. So
I could fit it on.
Yeah.
I could probably fit it on. The 2-1 upstairs. 3-1 the count here on Ohashi. 0 for 2 here tonight. A strikeout and a fly out to left field. Should mention a bit of fireworks as that one is sent up high into left field. It's going to drop. Ohashi circling around on the turn, and he will get into second base standing up.
Stand-up double for Ohashi with two away in the inning. And Garrett Takamatsu will come up to the bat once again with runners in scoring position.
See, even you got the southern drawl going there now.
I think it's just rubbing off a little too fast here.
What can I say?
We'll have to be fixing that when we get home.
You going home on horseback?
Maybe. Just on the horse with no name.
Yep. Favorite country movie?
Oh, probably. It's a tough one. Very tough one. I want to say The Magnificent Seven, because I like that movie.
Oh, it's great. That one swung on by Takamatsu.
And then probably,
of course, Clint Eastwood.
Yep.
A lot of his movies back in the day. Will Smith's Wild Wild West was pretty underrated.
Oh man, it was such a cheesy plot to it too.
It really was.
But it worked.
It did. You know what? That's for the fans. Put it in the chat. Your favorite country movie, or at least your favorite movie that had a country theme to it.
And of course, you got to go with Blazing Saddles too, but that was just more of a spoof than anything else.
Yeah.
They could not make that movie today.
No, they could not. Takamatsu facing a 1-1 count here against Travis Keys. Maybe we're forgetting a movie.
Probably are. Well, Unforgiven was good too.
Yeah. The delivery, swing, and he missed it.
Now, growing
Dropped
up,
in front.
my dad had a projector because he was a photographer and everything else. So, it was going to be a great night if you pulled the projector because you knew you were watching family movie night.
Oh, absolutely. But you had to declare it a family movie night. I think I heard it on a recent podcast. I think it was the Kelsey brothers,
Yep.
New Heights, where they talked about if it's family movie night, You watch that movie on family movie night, you don't get to pick that movie again for another 3 months. That one over to shortstop Mosher, or rather the second baseman Mosher. He'll get it over to first, and they'll strand a runner. It remains 1-0 Guelph here at Hastings. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hardline drive up the middle. Whoa! Lindor out of nowhere. How did he do that?
That Lindor can play. I don't know about that hair. And don't get me started on those gloves.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's time for a revolution. The Rev 1X by Rollins.
Welcome back to Guelph Royals Baseball on YouTube. Mark Pare, Neil Srivastava. 1-0 Guelph, and the veteran Cleveland Brownlee getting a bit of the dirt to get a bit of a grip on that bat as he leads things off here in the 7th.
Definitely old school here.
The Atlanta, Georgia native takes one upstairs for ball 1. Of course, Atlanta was the site of the opener for the Copa America, Canada against Argentina. That was quite the game. Team Canada really impressed in that one against Lionel Messi and his mates. Swing, and he got a piece of it. You know, really brought back memories of the World Cup. Of course, Canada taking on Belgium. But then you're facing the champs.
Yeah, exactly.
But you get the chances. It's all about, you know, capitalizing and just finishing off plays. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Brownlee, of course, 0 for 2 in the contest. Grounded out 5-3 and struck out swinging in the 4th. Those are off both. The strikeout was against Kyle Thomas.
Yeah, again, Kyle Thomas got through 5. Swing and a miss for strike 3 as Jacob Cush brings the heat there.
Going to bring up Tyler Mosher, who's 1 for 1 in the contest since taking over for Champ Gardner.
Of course, Mosher came on as a pinch runner after Champ Gardner struck out, but was allowed to reach first base on the wild pitch. So of course, it was a dropped third strike by Rosario. Takes one right around the knees for strike 1. And then for strike 2, Takamatsu playing at the top of the grass there.
I just want to make sure that Mosher doesn't square around to bunt here, so they want to take it away.
The delivery, strike 2, strike 3. And another strikeout for Jacob Cush.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Yeah, it's starting to get darker here at Hastings. 9:08 Eastern. Top of the 9th in Welland, the Jackfish have a 7-4 lead on the Maple Leafs. Hearing a bit of fireworks in that one, some
Gonna have to
ejections.
go back and watch that video later on.
Absolutely. Meantime, Brantford up 10-4 on Chatham-Kent in the bottom of the 6th.
Brantford just loves to go to Chatham-Kent, that's for sure.
Yes, they do, as that's taken for strike 1. Gibson Kresminski, the second baseman, turned into an outfielder off of the switch in the infield and outfield. Actually started the game again, as the second baseman, moved over to left field. Of course, Lawrence started out in left. He went into center. Mosher replaces Krasminski at second base. So I'm mentioning true grit.
That's another good one.
That's a really good one.
John Wayne, right?
John Wayne.
Now I got the Magnificent Sevens soundtrack
Actually,
stuck in my head.
I don't know if it's John Wayne. That's well, Tom Chaney. Josh Brolin was in that movie. That was a 2010 movie. Krasminski facing a 1-2 count here with 2 away. Oh, it's on Prime Video, too.
Oh, okay.
Might have to go watch that. That one delivered downstairs for ball 2.
I'm so programmed into having afternoon games on the weekend right now that it's like today was like, okay, yeah, it's an evening game. So why am I getting my bed out of bed at 7:15 to go look at highlights?
It's okay. I got 6 broadcasts in 7 days, partner.
Yep.
There's a strike. 3 strikeouts for Jacob Cush as we head into stretch time here at Hastings Stadium. It's 1-0 Guelph over the London Majors. Stay with us.
Barks, you're throwing me off here.
Welcome back to Guelph Royals Baseball on YouTube. Mark Pare, Neil Srivastava. Glad you can join us here on a Saturday night under the lights here at Hastings Stadium. The Guelph Royals leading 1-0. They put up that run in the 4th. It was an RBI single by Garrett Takamatsu, driving in Brando LaRue, who reached on a double earlier on in that inning. Josh Garton, the batter here, struck out twice so far here tonight. Now facing a 0-1 count.
We need to get Thomas West to talk about him being in a slump again so he can hit a couple more bombs.
Tommy and my boy, keep saying it.
Yep.
It's like a jinx. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And it happens all the time in this league.
It does.
I'll even say something about a guy's slump, and all of a sudden he hits 2 dingers.
Yep.
Happened to Liam Wilson last year. Talked about how he was kind of in a mini slump, and then sure enough, 2 home runs that game.
Yep.
The 0-2 outside.
We've got a bullpen full of guys down there, but nobody throwing, so it looks like Travis Keys has still got the ball for this half inning at this point.
85 pitches coming into this inning. 55 of them for strikes. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that is strikeout number 8 on the evening for Mr. Keys.
Mark Nellis now the batter. He's 0 for 1 in the contest as of a walk. Grounded out to first in the 4th inning. Nellis was the first base runner for the Royals. Unfortunately got erased on a brilliant pickoff move by Travis Keys.
Of course, Keys 28 strikeouts on the year coming into tonight. That one's upstairs for ball 1. Has now hit his IBL career high. Had 7 strikeouts in Welland on June 1st, so now with 8 here, it is his new season high, as that one sent foul by Nellis.
That was an interesting game down in Welland. I remember he started that contest, and then the Majors lost it on a ball for a walk-off, actually, in the 9th inning. Payano just missed the strike zone.
A 1-1 in and inside for ball 2. Of course, his last game came against Toronto on the 14th of June. It was a 7-5 victory. Went 7 innings in the win. Struck out 6, faced 26 batters. Gave up the 1 run on 5 hits.
And made a great diving catch on a bunt by Ryan DeSantos.
And there's a strike. Just over the knees there.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of clips.
Yes, you have. I mean, you kind of have to.
Yeah. And thanks to the other broadcaster tipped me off occasionally. It's like, yeah, go watch this, and here's the timestamp. So I don't have to watch the whole game. I just go to the timestamps. Okay, perfect.
Thanks. Oh, wait, we're supposed to do that?
If you can.
All right.
Yeah, if you got time.
All right.
Half the time I'm watching the Kitchener games anyways on Thursday nights. So
fair. Well, thank you.
No worries.
Thank you for joining. Here comes the 3-2. And that just missed.
If we get 4 games on the same night, I'm going to have to get a 4th monitor for it, though.
You're going to need an intern, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to volunteer and help us out,
yeah, by all means.
Reach out. Definitely, the more people, the merrier. Preferably people that have some experience in cutting clips and have a little bit of an efficiency with, technology to do video editing and that sort of thing. Even if you're a college student looking to kind of get your in.
Or a high school student trying to get trying to get you into the college. It's a great opportunity for you to make some demo reels.
Looks great on the resume, and we will give you a prime reference.
Yep.
And a lot of people in this league have a lot of connections. Let me put it that way.
Yep.
It's about who you know sometimes in this industry. That one down under the knees.
I would think Keys, when he gets to the 100 pitch mark, is probably going to be done after this inning, but
he's getting close.
Yep.
He's getting very close.
He's pitched really well.
He really has. And he's really calm with it, too. He's not rushing his pitches. He's just, dialed in. Obviously, he doesn't have a pitch clock to work with, so able to slow things down a bit. Here's the 1-1. Chopper over the head, over to the shortstop. Double play, and they'll get it. Call that a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play to finish off the 7th inning here at Hastings. But it remains 1-0 Guelph. Guelph Royals baseball on YouTube. Mark Pare, Neil Srivastava. Into the 8th here at Hastings under the lights on a Saturday night. Drew Lawrence, the batter. Guelph, just the one run on the board, coming all the way back in the 4th, the only run in this game.
Both pitching staffs have done a stellar job on the hill tonight. Just 6 hits in the ball game so far. 3 apiece.
Yeah, these pitchers have been dialed in. Of course, Kyle Thomas going 5 innings, just giving up the 3 hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts, didn't issue a walk either.
Nope.
The 2-0, and that just missed on the outside. So again, the Majors just looking to get on the board here. The 3-0, and that paints part of the black for strike 1. That's a good pitch there from Jacob Cush.
Cush not letting them give a freebie away on 4 pitches here, that's for sure.
Well, especially this is the number 9 hitter. You set things up. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Now Lawrence has to do his best to keep this inning and this bat going now with a full count.
Because then you go to Tommy Reyes-Cruz, Tristan Osika, Caden Cardoso. Top of the order. Hit guys on base. And that one just missed. A walk for Drew Lawrence.
Cruz is 0 for 3 in the contest. The strikeout in the first inning flew to right field in the 3rd inning and popped up to Garrett Takamatsu in the 6th at 3rd base. Fouled away at the plate here for strike 1.
Yes, indeed. A packed crowd here at Hastings. I'd love to see it. Everybody coming out on a Saturday.
Oh, exactly. They held off, make sure the game was going to go on first. Of course, it looked kind of scary, like we mentioned during batting practice. It started raining while the Majors were taking some batting practice, so thankfully it looks like the weather is pushed on past us now.
Well, looking at the weather radar earlier, it looked like the vast majority of the rainfall was going to be just north of Guelph, as that was the bunt play, and it's going to be caught by Rosario.
And Tommy Reyes-Cruz did not too happy with himself on that one.
That's one of those oopsies where he squares up to bunt, tries to hold off, but it hits the bat anyway.
Yep. Now there's one away and a runner at first for Tristan Osika.
Yeah, Osika reached on an error his last time up. The greased ball of Josh Garton.
The ball just kept spinning and spinning away from Garton there. Throw over almost got Lawrence at first.
And we've had one pickoff successful here tonight. Mosher had been caught stealing in the 5th. Runner's going to go, and that one, great play by Garton, and he'll touch the bag, and he runs in, or Tristan Osika ran into Garton, who was touching first base.
Yep. I think he's helping him up here. I'm not sure if he's okay. Did the helmet hit his kneecap?
But a great play there by Josh Garton.
Yeah, I think the helmet or his nose hit the.
Well, the way Mosani was playing out in right field, if that gets by Garton, that's extra bases.
Oh, no question it is.
So Osika advances to second.
Or sorry, Lawrence advances to second.
Lawrence advances to second. Osika is out on the 3 unassisted putout. And this brings up Caden Cardoso. Extended a hit streak to 14 games back in the 1st on a double. He's also reached on a walk tonight.
Time called by the. Actually, no, it wasn't. Cush disengaged there.
So
I thought Cardoso had called time.
I thought so too. Did step back a bit too. It looked like he was the one that called it, but Delivery to the plate. Cardoso holds off. Oh, I'm DJ Cardoso. Of course, Cardoso in the majors will be hosting the Barnstormers tomorrow afternoon. 4:05 first pitch at Labatt Park. Believe our buddies Dylan and Noah will be calling that one.
Yep. Great to see the band back together in London once in a while.
You gotta love it. I just want to throw people off and call a game with Noah again.
Well, I guess Dylan doesn't go to that camp anymore, so no.
The delivery, that one's fouled off.
I have to remind myself, Dylan's now in his second year of university.
They grow up so fast.
Oh, I know. Matt and I were joking about it down in London the last time I was down there, and Dylan was just like, you guys are terrible. Absolutely terrible.
But they make quite the team, that's for sure. Got to call a game in the playoffs with both of them, actually. The 1-2 upstairs, 2-2. Yeah, it was that rain-out split where they played the first half of, I believe it was game 4?
Yep.
I believe it was game 4, yes.
The Panthers.
First half, I called the game with Noah. Second half, I called it with Dylan.
That's just how the schedule worked out.
Yeah.
I think Dylan was probably getting ready for hockey season then with the Kamoka Kings.
Oh, hockey season. Holds off on the swing and the appeal, and they're going to get him.
Cardoso not happy on that one.
He is shouting over at the umpire, Alex Ciccone, and he's got to be held off here by Roop. He is still just incensed there. We are through the top half of the 8th. No ejections, folks, but a little bit of tension there here at Hastings Stadium.
Given the score, I don't blame him either. She was just, hey, just felt like they got the bat taken out of his hand there.
Bottom 8 after this, 1-0 Guelph. Welcome back here to Guelph Royals Baseball on YouTube, and you see Roop Chanderdat running onto the field. He's having a word here with Alex Ciccone. Roop just got thrown out of this ball game. Something was said while he was in the dugout. Caden Cardoso, by the way, not in this ball game. We didn't see him get tossed. That's Brad Verhoeven over at first, and you see over down in the shortstop area, Roop and Ciccone having words. And Roop is absolutely fuming.
He ran out there pretty darn fast as soon as Jeff Rose tossed him.
Yeah, he sprinted out there. As looked like there, Matt Neely came out as well. So again, Cardoso out of the ball game. Brad Verhoeven over at first.
I don't think Cardoso was tossed.
I don't think so either. I think Root may have just pulled him because he was so incensed, because Cardoso was so incensed, I should say, after the strikeout. give them a breather, give them the night.
Yep.
Start anew tomorrow afternoon.
Exactly. You got the Barnstormers coming into town tomorrow, and it's going to be a very important game for both teams. If the score holds up, it's going to be, London's looking to bounce back, as will be the Barnstormers.
So meantime, back underway here. And that is Ken Masani taking on Travis Keys, who is still in this game. Pitch number 99 to be delivered here. And that goes across right at belt level for strike one. Infield playing at traditional depth. The shortstop and second baseman teetering on the edge of the grass. A 1-1 count here on Masani, who has a couple of ground outs to his credit here tonight. And that one hits the bat. As it looked like Masani was trying to get out of the way there. So it hit the bat, and that is a strike.
Yep. Just updating the notes on the Commons field for the league office, recording the ejection.
And it's all about communication. The 0-1, he held off. Yeah. Right fielder, Masani, stays in, facing a 2-2 count here.
Wind's definitely picking up again.
Yes, it is. The flags are fluttering in deep center. The 2-2, that one's fouled off. A very un-IBL kind of game here in the IBL this evening. Just a 1-0 scoreline late here. And that run again came all the way back in the fourth.
It's been a great pitcher's duel.
It really has. Travis Keys has looked fantastic in this one. He's only given up 3 hits. And that's a chopper. It hits the bat as he was able to foul it away, did Masani, to stay alive. So again, yeah, Travis Keys, just 3 hits given up. Believe he's only issued, 2 walks.
Yep, 2 walks to Nellis. That's it.
Yeah, the only damage happening in the fourth. And that is right across Broadway for strike number 3.
Zanny kind of knew that one was called strike. Once the bottom fell out of it, he's just kind of like, oh, man, I should have swung at that one.
So Keys over the century mark, and that is strikeout number 9 on the evening. Definitely dialed in.
Definitely is.
You talk about pitching duels again. Kyle Thomas started this game for Guelph. Jacob Cush now in the game. Cush actually has 4 strikeouts as well in 3 innings of work. So again, the pitchers be working here on a Saturday night.
We got somebody else warming up in the Royals bullpen. I'm guessing it's probably Dean's, but I'm not sure who it is.
Rosario gets a chopper. Reyes Cruz plays it over to first in time. 2 away.
In normal situations, it would probably be Yuki Norita warming up down there, but unfortunately, like we said, he signed with the Ottawa Titans as of Wednesday night. He pitched the inning in at Dominical Field, and then really next day boarded the Via train up to Ottawa.
And that's, again, you talk about this league being a working man's league, being a league where, a lot of players coming back from the NCAA, guys that are, playing into their 30s, into their 40s. It's also a development league, too, for some.
Oh, exactly.
Chopper by Patterson, fielded by Mosher. He'll get it over to Verhoeven. Good scoop up there. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Travis Keys. We're heading to the 9th here at Hastings. Can the Majors put one on the board and keep in it? Stay with us. Welcome back to Guelph Royals Baseball on YouTube.
There's a reason why we mute mics during half innings. Because Mark and I just go off the rails.
We just jinxed it.
Yep.
Sorry. It is 9:36 Eastern time,
Yeah.
and that's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah. I might have done it in the fourth inning, but I was
You might have done it. Jacob Kush still in the ball game. Big swing and a miss there from Eduardo de Olio.
You, my
for strike
friend,
one.
should know better. You should know better.
Oh, my apologies, folks.
Oh, man. And then you bring up that tweet, too, and I'm like, no!
70 pitches for the Blue Jays in the second inning the other night.
Yeah. No. Not happening.
No.
I would go sign a contract before that happens. Just throw underhand.
First pitch tonight was at 7:34. It was right after the rain had come down here at Hastings. I had actually tweeted out before the game whether or not we were actually going to get through 9 innings.
Yep.
Just with the way the weather patterns were going.
And like I mentioned in the fourth inning, I talked to Jeff Rose last night as he's leaving the ballpark in Hamilton. Hey, about a 2-hour, 25-minute game tomorrow night? We'll try our best.
It's a chopper down the third base line. And
so I don't know who's feeling more pressure, me or Jeff right now.
Oh, probably Jeff.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff doesn't have the clock in front of him.
True.
Staring at him.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. That's not our dogs because our dogs are at home.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Eduardo de Olio goes down.
Fifth punch out of the night for Jacob Kush since taking over in the 6th inning.
Again, Kyle Thomas, 5 innings of work, 5 strikeouts, didn't give up a run, only 3 hits. This has been a tale of the pitchers, really. Kyle Thomas and Jacob Kush here for Guelph, and, of course, Travis Keys for London. That one just outside for ball 1.
It's great to see, get an opportunity for both you and I to see Travis Keys firsthand.
Absolutely. 108 pitches. Looked solid through it again.
Yeah,
just gave up the 3 hits, the 2 walks. Of course, 2 of those 3 hits were doubles. One of them was a single that drove in a run. And that one's popped up. Playable, perhaps. No, it's going to drop out of bounds. Quickly now the count 1-2 here on Starling Joseph. Or rather, no, that is not Starling Joseph in the batter's box.
No, it is not.
Nope. A pinch hitter into this game. That is Byron Reichstein. Rambo is in the game, folks. And he swings at that one and misses for strike 3. Jacob Kush dealing. As the fans getting loud here at Hastings. So Victor Plaz now comes in. Another pinch hitter here as
Majors entering their bench a little bit.
Yeah, they're using the bench. And you can't blame it on Roop. Of course, Roop thrown out of this game.
But he might have had the plans in motion here, especially in the 9th inning. Hey, just give these guys a different look at this guy, especially because you're going to probably see Kush if these teams meet in the playoffs.
Exactly. You get a bit of a look. There's a knocker over to third, over to first in time, and the Royals win it. 9:40 is on the clock. A 2-hour and 6-minute game here at Hastings Stadium. A 1-0 victory.
I've seen some fast games in my lifetime in this league and in this ballpark, but I think that's probably one of the first ones that was just such a crisp game from both sides.
Once again, what a ball game from the pitchers. Just 6 hits between the two teams.
Yep.
Yes, very crisp ball game. And Neil, just to kind of take us through here, through our post game, again, the only run coming back in the 4th, it was an RBI single from Garrett Takamatsu to drive in Brando LaRue.
Yep.
One of 3 hits given up by Travis Keys in this game. And on country nights, that is all the Royals needed.
Sometimes you just need to get that one across, and it was just it held up. I would have thought, especially with both these teams and the offense they're both capable of, we would have seen a little higher scoring ball game. But, hey, I'll take a pitcher still any time.
Absolutely. Travis Keys, 108 pitches in this game. And, throughout the last couple of innings, we started thinking, okay, if he cracks the century mark, maybe they go to the bullpen. But we looked over a couple of times at the bullpen, and they were just sitting there watching.
Exactly. I think
they didn't have to throw. They didn't get called upon.
Nope.
Travis Keys seemed like he had this one well in control.
Exactly. Kyle Thomas will get the victory. Cush, unfortunately, doesn't get anything because there's no such thing as a four inning save, unfortunately. So Travis Keys takes the loss.
So, again, the final here at Hastings, a 1-0 win for the Guelph Royals. They go to 9-4 on the season. They have now won 3 straight games. London will fall to 9-5. They have now won 3 of their last 5, but a 1-game winning streak. You can't really call it a streak.
Nope.
Nonetheless, that is snapped. So the Guelph Royals will take this win. They'll put it in to their back pocket, and they will head down Highway 7 in Kitchener tomorrow afternoon, a 5:15 first pitch before they go on that stretch of 4 games in 3.5 days, including Canada Day here against Brantford at 1 o'clock. London, well, they will host Chatham-Kent at Labatt Park tomorrow afternoon. That's a 4:05 first pitch. The front half of a home-and-home against the Barnstormers. They will be in Chatham-Kent on Tuesday night, a 7:35 first pitch. These 2 teams will meet up once again next Friday night in London, a 7:35 first pitch. That's going to be an interesting one, to say the least.
It definitely will be definitely an interesting one. Of course, the Major will be looking to atone for the loss tonight when these 2 teams meet again on Friday.
Absolutely. Well, let's head home. Have a couple of
You go
wobbly
ahead.
pops, and again, a
have a root beer
2
when I
hour
get
and 6-minute ball game. I am thrilled by that.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, folks, we're going home. Thank you for tuning in. Again, the final 1-0 Guelph over the London Majors. We will see you here next time.